obviously, you know, we were prepared for a very, very good football team, and we got one. That was a very good team, and I certainly understand how they. You know, we watched tape on them, and they played down to the end. We told our team they were going to play down to the end, but I'm very proud of our football team for fighting all the way down to the end of the game, and you know, being prepared at the end to be able to win the game. How we had to win it. Defense came up with 3 big stops at the end. There's a lot we're going to be able to look back at this game and point to of corrections that, you know, that were just pretty glaring that we need to make. But there's some positives in the game too. And you know, I feel like, you know, we ran the ball a little bit better today. You know, we running the ball over 200 yards was a goal of ours. You know, we've got to be able to get a feel on 3rd downs, and that's why they ran close to 90 plays, I believe, somewhere in that area. But you know what? I'm proud of the guys in the locker room, and they fought together, they hung together in there. It wasn't always pretty, but we beat a good football team today, so it's something to build on, and we'll continue to do that tomorrow and go back to work. And we've got a great challenge next week, but we're going to enjoy this one today. And again, I'm proud of those young men in the locker room, because the bottom line is we got our first victory, and we got it at home. So that was a good thing. And again, we got a lot of work to do, and we'll learn a lot from this tape as we move forward.
Gene, how much frustration was? I mean, it looked like you were about to really take control. You got the ball at the 5-yard line and turned it over, and then you're going back the other way and throw the interception and kind of open the door.
Well, there were several things tonight in the game that I thought were, you know, turning points in the game. I mean, you go in and you punch that ball in at the 1-yard line, and now it's a 3-touchdown game, and I think it's a whole different ball game. That was certainly a swing of momentum, you know, in their direction. The interception that we threw at that one point, you know, late 3rd or early 4th. I'm not sure when that was, but anyway, the interception, that was a turning point as well. We had a chance to get off the field on 3rd down. You know, we got a guy jump off sides. You know, so there's some turning points in the game right now that really very disappointing. But again, at the end of the day, you know, we got to look to some of the positives that we did, and some guys came through. But those were the swinging points, a couple of the swing points in the game.
You talked about your decision just to go ahead and kick the field goal at the time.
Well, we wanted to run it. We were going to run it a couple times just to you know, see if we could get, you know, anywhere. You know, our landmark is anywhere from the 23-yard line in, and we feel very comfortable with Cody being able to kick it from there. And so, you know, the first one we, you know, gained enough yards to feel comfortable just to center the ball and end it. I mean, he's been perfect in practice. He's been perfect in the games. We feel very comfortable putting the game on the line with our special teams and winning it.
Is there a sense after this game that you guys kind of dodged an upset against ULM?
I don't. You can view it any way you want to view it. That's going to be up to you. I view it as a great win, and against a very good football team, because every win in college football is a good win. That's how we see it.
Can you assess Kyle's performance today, pros and cons?
Well, I think that you know, he protected the ball better. Obviously, the one interception we'd like to have back. But you know, you look at the long throw to Sammy, and you know, the touchdown early in the game. It's a great throw and catch. You know, got called back. Again, that's another sloppy, you know, sloppy penalty we had. But you know, he threw that ball really, really well. I think he played better. I think he managed the game for the most part, doing what we needed him to do to manage the game. Throwing the ball, you know, getting rid of the ball when he had to, scrambling when he had to. Making some big throws, and one right before halftime, you know, when he had to. So, again, I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that you know, he can play better at, but he did some things tonight that I think moved him in the right direction.
Is the next step for him having a little bit more trust level in that 4th quarter to maybe open up the playbook and maybe not have as much of the conservative play calling with the lead?
Well, you know, I think that you know, we have to be able to get to that. You know, we know that, and so it's not. You know, that isn't always based on a quarterback. You know. You've got to see how your line's protecting. You know, if you're going to throw the ball in a 4th quarter and you're going to be aggressive, you know, it's about, you know, your receivers. It's about your protection with the O-line and the running backs. as well as the quarterback. So it's not that, you know, we got to get into the fourth quarter and Kyle's got to do X, Y, and Z. It's we got to get better as an offense. And we've got to be able to be comfortable in those situations to be able to open it up if that's what we need to do.
So you talk about the field goal blocks, 2 of them today, Corey got one, and then I guess Angelo got his finger on that last one.
Well, you know, again, I mean, I think that really goes back to, you know, what I'm talking about with guys just, you know, playing down to the end. You know, and guys, you know, again, it wasn't always pretty. You know, but they drove it down, they got in field goal range the first time, and we got a huge block. Overtime. If Angelo's the one, I couldn't really tell, but if he's the one that got his hand on it, you know, again, that's just effort. Those are effort plays. And that's why those are the things that we're going to be able to point back to and be able to say that, you know, that's the effort that we needed to win a close game. And so those are the things that I'm proud of.
Gene, you talked a lot this week about the team manning up. Would you classify this as the team having manned up?
Well, again, when I talk about that, I'm talking about the whole week. I'm talking about preparing from last Sunday on. I'm talking about ready to get into a dogfight of a game and be able to fight down to the end to win it. And they did that. So you can call it man up, you can call it whatever you want. I'm very proud that last Sunday we came out to work, and we didn't put our heads down, and we moved forward and trying to improve. And again, it resulted with a very close game tonight, but a win.
Gene, you talk about Demetrius not starting, and also what the circumstances are with Enrique Florence.
Enrique Florence did not dress out for the game for personal reasons. Demetrius McNeil was just a coaching decision. And again, we've got, I wouldn't look into the starters because we got rotations going on in a lot of different positions. But
Do you expect Enrique to be back?
we're gonna play that one by ear and just kind of see where he is personally. And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but you know, we'll see where it goes.
Can you just talk about Ontario's performance? I mean, he made a couple of runs that hadn't seen him make a whole lot. Just kind of, how much has he shown you running the ball between the tackles?
Well, I think he ran for 100 and some odd yards tonight. It's really good to see him. You know, he's kind of doing what everybody said he couldn't do. You know, he's able to run it up in there a little bit more than people thought he would be able to, because he wants to do it. As you well know, when he gets out in the open field, he's got a lot of speed, so he's got a chance to be a game breaker. But I'm proud of him with being able to, you know, run between the tackles some. And again, it's not really what everybody thought, you know, would be his forte. And he's still got, you know, great opportunities to get on the perimeter as well. But I'm proud of him. You know, he played hard tonight, and you know, he's productive in every game. I mean, every game we play, he's always doing something productive. Last week with the kickoff return for a touchdown. You know, this week with, you know, what he did. So I'm proud of him.
Gene, getting the result this week, how important is that now as you look ahead to next week?
I think it's extremely important. You know, I think it's extremely important. I mean, you know, it's no news to anybody. You know that, you know, we've got a great football team coming in here to play next week. You know, that's for tonight and tomorrow. But we got to improve. And but it was big to get the win. And again, it was big. Wins are great. And so we needed one. And we got one.
Confidence is big for quarterbacks. Talk about today's win. How important is that for the development of Kyle Frazier?
Well, I think it's big for everybody, but, you know, particularly for Kyle. You know, Kyle made some nice throws tonight. I mean, Kyle made some nice throws tonight. And Kyle is going to look back at that tape tomorrow. We're going to dissect it in great detail and try to figure out how he can improve for next week. But the bottom line is that, you know, Kyle didn't win or lose this game. Just like he didn't win or lose last week's game. We all either win or we all lose. So we'll all tomorrow see how much we have improvement-wise to make, and we'll see what things we did well. We all will. But for Kyle himself, he managed the game. He managed the game. He did some nice things today.
After his touchdown pass at the end of the first half, you had a big hug for him right there. Could you tell the expression on his face or his reaction?
You know, you know, I'm proud of him. And I'm just, you know, he's a young guy. He's a young guy. So that's just the fact of the matter. And anytime he gets some success, I'm extremely happy for him. And that was something that, you know, there were 7 seconds left in the half, and we were a little bit out of field goal range. Said, let's take the shot. He escaped everything, stumbled a little bit, threw it up. Sammy made a great play. That's just great to see young guys have fun doing that. You know, that was a lot of fun. So I was really happy for him.
You speaking of turning points, you went from 14-7 down to 21-14 up pretty quick there late in the second quarter. How big was that?
Yeah, it was big, Phil. I mean, and again, you know, those swings in the games, you know, we've been on the other side of those. You know, we've been on the other side of those, and you know, but it's just good to see us to be able to do that. You know, we went down early, and we were able to come back. And you know, those are the things, again, as we move forward and build. Those are the things that we're going to be able to look back on and say, hey, look, man, we just kept playing. We just kept playing. We kept playing through all that. And so those things matter. Because like I said, we've been on the other end of that too.